guys, this is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive on a Monday night. And it is, I believe, officially the third Monday of the month, which is when I generally try to use or do mystery card making night. And here I am right at 6 o'clock. And so hopefully it all works out good for us tonight. All right. So let's see here. I did realize that something was up between my tablet and my phone. They weren't both on the same operating number or something like that. So I think that has a little bit to do with why it freezes. So I'm excited to see what happens tonight with freezing or no freezing. So hi, Luann Johnson. Hi, Lynn. Oh, there's Mary Jo. Hi, Faye. Hi, Mary. And there's Kathy and Lisa and Bonnie Kelly. Woohoo! So we are going to get started in just a little bit. I want to see once who else is going to be joining, just to give everybody a little bit of time. I actually was in the office today, so I actually have a nice work shirt on, and I got all duded up today. So hi, Sherry. Hi, Barb Johnson. Hi, Debbie Schultz, and there's Jennifer Jones and Karen Wetstein. Woohoo! Ann Bellinger, hi. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Randy. Hi, Dar and Rose and Sue. So I had a really big weekend this past weekend. Hey, Carol and Barb. I have so many Barbs, you guys. It's crazy. I think if I had to pick the number one name for the for who I have the most names or the most of, it's Barb, you guys, and Nancy's. Hi, Mary Lou. Hi, Kathy King and Deb Norman. Hi, Ellen. Ellen made it back safe and sound, you guys. She rolled into the airport or was home around 1 a.m. this morning. Hi, Julie Frost. Hi, Sue Somerville. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Oh, so I had a great winter creative escape this past weekend. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Lynn Beasley. Hi, France. It started on Thursday, and it finished last night. I think we were all done, and everything was cleaned up and put away by about 7:30, quarter to 8. Hi, Susan. Hi, Sherry Martin. Oh, it was 4 one-day in-person events. I had about 50 people. Hi, Sonia. Hi, Feline. About 50 people that were in person between those 4 days. And I have about 22 people that have goodie boxes that are going to be going out tomorrow. Hi, Jean Terwilliger. And there's Judy Bobo. Hi. So it was a success. My mom and dad helped make all the food for the event. We had hot turkey sandwiches and corn chowder for lunch each day. So I had that every day. But people who attended in person only got it one day. And she had a different, she had brownies for lunch. And then for supper, we had chicken noodle casserole, my favorite dish growing up as a child. She ran out of chicken and turkey by the end, so we had ham balls last night. Hi, Myrtle. Hi, Arliss. Hi, Lisa Opperman. Hi, Zaina. There's Marsha. Woohoo. Hi, Doris. Wow, you guys are all rolling in. Hi, Sandy Zidun. Hey, Julie. And so we had lots of good food. I did not go hungry this whole weekend. I do tell you my legs were really sore because I think I stood most of the event. Everybody else was sitting over here. About every day we had between maybe 8 and 14 people. So it wasn't quite a full house. And there were 72 total. And you guys, I am astonished. After everybody got back to me last night, by the end of the day, I do have the best parents, Lynn. I cannot deny that. I am very, very blessed and lucky. Hi, Linda Hodge. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Marcia Spatek. So by the end last night, you guys, I have 60 people signed up already again. So I think that it was successful, that I haven't even published the event, but I have 60 that have said, yes, I want to do this again. Hi, Colleen. Out of 72 people. So that kind of blows my mind. Hi, Stacy Burns. It was such a fun and rewarding and just enjoyable weekend. It was really funny. Before I left, I did take vacation this past week, last week. So my mom said, you need to take vacation so you're not so stressed and worn out by the end. And she was right. She was right. And it was just, before I left though, one of my coworkers said, have a fun vacation. Or no, he said, have a relaxing vacation. Hi, Susan Reed. Hi, Kay Weir. And I said to him, well, it might not be relaxing, but it will definitely be rewarding and it will be fun. Hi, Alice from Indiana. So hi, Margaret Rika. So it was very, very, very amazing. It was one that I will never forget. I don't generally forget any of my events that I always, but it was really good. Hi, Angie Liner. Yeah, so the next escape that I'm planning is the summer creative escape. I do 2 a year. I do them in conjunction with the mini holiday catalog and the mini spring catalog. And one's in January and one's in July. And I go all out. The heart, the love, the soul, the teamwork, the work that goes into it, they're all there. So I sue from West Michigan, and it's July 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. And so it's going to be 4 one-day events again. But if you can't attend in person and you want to do the virtual platform, you get 4 days worth of content, goodie bag, make and takes. And Kathy King is looking at flying in from Oregon. I'm so excited, Kathy. When you told me that today, I just my heart sang. So it was awesome. Oh, yeah, I know. Somebody asked me that yesterday. They said, "Are you taking vacation tomorrow?" I said, "No." They're like, "You probably should have." And I can hear it in my voice. I did a lot of talking this weekend, and with always doing the introductions for everybody who presented and just the nonstop talking all week. I should have given my voice a rest, but nope, that's not how I roll. Hi, Diane Bogenhagen. Hi, Shirley English. Hi, Sarah New. So it was amazing. And yes, one more day would have been awesome, but we didn't do that. Hi, Robin from Troy, Michigan. So I'm so excited, though, to be with you guys for Mystery Card Night tonight. Hi, Dot, watching from Onacock, Virginia. I don't know if I said that right. But pretty close, I'm thinking. So I'm curious. Show of hands, and by hands I mean give me some hearts if you have done Mystery Card Night with me before, and if you haven't, give me a like. So give me the thumbs ups if you haven't done one. So I'm curious how many people this is your first time for. I'm trying to set my phone up here. So my lights are all off, you guys. All of this was set up over there, and so I haven't figured out how to get the lighting just right so that I don't get that there's a haziness. Where is it? Over here. I have to play with that, but I don't see myself freezing, so I'm curious. I will tell you. Hi, Jewel. Hi, Christina. Oh my gosh, such a mixture of hearts and thumbs up. So a little bit of everybody. So Carol's first time. Woohoo! I will tell you guys about the freezing thing. I know that the upload is not freezing. It's the download of the data into your phones. It's into your iPads. Hi, Betsy. Into your computers. I had everybody that did a presentation was doing it via a Facebook Live, and I was airing it on my big TV up there, and I had it aired because the people in the room couldn't necessarily see the presenter on this side of the room. So I put it up on my TV, and it was about a 3-second delay because you guys are about 3 seconds or 4 seconds behind me for watching on Facebook. And I will tell you, even being in the same room, I had that thing freezing all the time. It was crazy. So that's why when you tell me you're freezing and I'm watching and I'm not freezing, I know that it's not freezing. Hi, Kathy. So for those of you that do have it freeze on you, there's different factors that play into it. I honestly think the weather plays a factor. How many people are using the internet in your area? If you have the comments showing or not. If you have other electronic stuff being used in the room. So much stuff can impact you downloading this video. And so I know you can't make the card tonight in Melbourne, Florida, but you can always catch the replay, you bet. So Deb is coming on Friday, Kathy. So if you can make Friday work, I have spots for Friday open, and that would be awesome. So I know that while I was doing the presentations here in the Hive, showing it to my group in the Hive, I had to go over about 5 times in an hour and refresh and refresh and refresh. And every time I refreshed, it was there, but it would freeze and it would just stop. So yeah, hi, Tammy Steckling. And so I know when you guys have the freezing, sometimes I say go out, come back in. Sometimes just restarting your Facebook sometimes helps too. But it's hard to tell you why it freezes on your end. But I know when all of you tell me it's freezing, then I have issues. So we're going to see what happens, you guys. I did mention that Jen was here this weekend, a friend of mine and a fellow stamper who helped me put the event on. And she's like, oh, sweetie, your phone is not on the same update as your tablet. And that is what's going to cause the hiccups. So, Kathy King's going to change to Friday. Woo, woo. so excited, Kathy. It's on. So, and I think that Carissa is going to be on Friday as well. So it's going to be exciting. And then Kathy King, you could do the shoebox swap as well and stay for the evening with us. So, oh, yes. So yeah, Lynn, it could be anything why it's freezing. If you take your comments off and just watch the video, that helps. Because what happens when your phone is or tablet or computer is trying to download the comments, that takes data as well. So, all right, Deb's keeping her fingers crossed. Any chance we could talk to Danny Olson into coming? So, Kathy and Deb, Danny is not a bee at the moment. She's taking a break, and we need to. I don't want to twist her arm because if it comes from you guys, I think it would it would be less pressury because I hate to push anybody or pressure anybody. But I think coming from fellow bees that it's not as much. And so what you should tell Danny is that you guys are all, and Chris is going to be there on Friday. You should see if Danny wants to sign up sometime before the event. And then she's an active bee and a demonstrator or discount shopper, and talk her into coming up on Friday. Because I know that was something she was thinking about for last summer. Yes, Kathy King will twist the arm. Definitely. So yeah, Diane, too, if you're freezing on the iPad, my advice to you guys, if you are freezing and it's too much for you, I never want you to be stressed out because of the Facebook freezing. What you could do is actually watch the replay. I have never heard anybody complain to me that the video froze during the replay. So what happens, you guys, is I'm live right now. It is currently a little after 6 o'clock Central on a Monday night, and this will last about an hour, so it'll be done by 7. And then as soon as I hit the end recording button, this becomes a replay in the Cards by Christine Facebook page, and you guys can always catch the replay. And I tell you that because I kind of go through the clues at a moderate speed, and sometimes it can be fast for people, and sometimes I'm too slow for people. So I try to find a happy medium. So if this is new for you, don't get discouraged, don't get frustrated, and everybody's going to chime in and say, it's good, just be patient. If you don't get your stuff colored, you can always come back and finish coloring. The main purpose of this is to let's walk through the cards or the clues. Let's get your card pretty well made. And then if you aren't finished, you can always refer back to the Facebook replay to rewatch it. So, yes. Okay. There's a spammer in our midst, you guys. I'm going to flip down and you can see this right here. Do you see that jibber jabber weirdness? Thank you, my dear, for the beautiful words. That is a spammer. Do not engage in any of that jibber jabber stuff. They went away for a very long time. But they do come out. And that is one thing that's on my list that I need to give you guys a guidance about is you should never click on that. That stuff is called clickbait. They will engage and try to get you to do stuff. This class is completely free. I do this class because you guys love it, for one thing. And two is it helps you to use some of your supplies that you have without having to buy more for more product to make a card, right? I love to encourage you guys to use what you currently have. And that leads me to, I know, isn't that the Dolores, those spammers, they go everywhere. And I noticed that they will post random stuff, stupid stuff. So you guys never ever click on that stuff. If it looks weird, don't click on it. That's all I can say. So tonight is all about you guys taking your mind off of whatever you had for a day or a morning, because I know I have some gals that watch me in Australia, New Zealand, and England, wherever you are in your day or your night. This is about you guys making a card, and it's just so fun to sit down and create and craft with what you have and not have to worry about, oh, I gotta buy this or I gotta buy that to make it look exactly like this. Hi, Kathy, back. So don't stress. This is about having fun, and know that there is no wrong or right way for your card. My mystery night, I do it so that I encourage you and your craftiness and creativeness to come out. I give you guidelines and I tell you clues. And you know what? At the end of the day, what your card looks like is completely how you want it to look like. What's amazing is how similar cards look. But sometimes, like, let's say you scored or cut your paper going the wrong direction and you change your card from vertical to horizontal. That's great. It's okay. There is no wrong. And I know sometimes people stress because I don't have a card sample for you guys to look at. That's because I don't want you to be swayed to make your card a certain way because mine looks a certain way. So sometimes people will ask me, hi, Chris Duderenke. Sometimes people will say, well, can I see your card? Nope, I don't have a card to show you. So yes, so this is for you guys to have fun, relax, enjoy the night, make a card. And I know some of you even cut and prep for 2 cards. It's a way for you guys to get some cards made that you might need this month. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so for those of you that are new, I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I provide card classes every Thursday night and sometimes Sundays, sometimes Mondays, sometimes other nights. So I do sell my kits for my classes. And so like if you're looking for something to do and want to take on a new hobby, like making cards, like let's say you're just new to this, I love to help people learn how to stamp. So that is my passion. Hi, Tabitha. So yes, Donna, this is Mystery Card Night. And just in a moment, we are going to start rolling through the clues here. Hi, Elaine, Miri back. I'm just kind of trying to prep people that are new to this what to expect. And there are no wrong or right products to use for this, you guys. I mentioned I'm Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, so I will use all Stampin' Up! In my business. But if you have other products, this is your time to use them. It's okay. Like whatever you have is what you should use. Hi, Denise. At the end of the Mystery Card Night, I will ask you guys to share your cards onto a post that is in the Mystery Card Night event. And then what happens is everybody who shares gets their name into a drawing, and I do one prize for every 20 people who share a card. So that's kind of exciting. I love Zaina saying she loves Mystery Card Nights, even if she watches on the replay. Yeah, but yeah, so there's great ideas. What people love about it is it's a nice, Kelly and I design the card together, and we try to keep them easy, fun, exciting layouts so that you don't have to, there's not anything too crazy. So hi, Mo. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Laurel. All right, what did I miss? The main thing is, you guys, I don't want you to stress. I saw a lot of newbies that were on for tonight, so don't stress, okay? That's the main thing. So, what else? Anything else? I think that might be good. So, because I'll talk about things as we go too. If you guys are ready for me to review clue number 1, now is your time to give me the thumbs up. So, hi, Debbie Schultz. All right, the other thing too, I've been seeing a lot of you guys commenting that you've been sharing this video. I so greatly appreciate it. We're so close to 2,500 likes on the page, and I think maybe we're around 50 away at this point. So we were doing a push to get 2,500, and I'm still doing a drawing for that Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the mini one, so that somebody will win that at half off. So, all right. Yes, you'll have to catch me later, Mo. And also, Mo, we have to chitty chat about your order that you just placed and what card classes you were thinking to get for free with that. So, hi, Chris Nebaum. Hi, Cindy Runtree. Okay, you guys sound like you are ready. You guys are ready for clue number 1. And so what I like to do first, you guys, is I like to go over the bits and pieces and the parts that you need to work tonight so that you're not missing anything. And I also like to sometimes give a disclaimer that I think sometimes I like tonight I have an extra piece of paper that I might have included. So you guys, I'm gonna flip down. You can see this weirdness. So I'm gonna block that person so I can't even read that. So hi, Dawn Reader, woohoo! So, yep, the spammer's back, you guys. So, hi, Kathy Jackson from Iowa, Wisconsin. I just deleted that comment. So, if you guys see that spammer, whoever that is, I tried to block them from the group. They should never be able to do that again. But they find, if you know, how it is. If there's a will, there's a way. So, they find a way. All right, you guys. So, let's go over here. So Sue, what you had to do, I'll just answer your question really quick. I like to answer questions as you guys ask them. It's your way of being able to catch me live and in the flesh and immediate response. So I did a post out on the Facebook page, Cards by Christine, that if you commented on that post that you shared my page with friends and family, that you could be entered into a drawing for the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And so anybody that had shared that post and commented, we took the names on December 31st. So the official drawing was in December. And so we left that drawing open because I still have the machine ready to be won by somebody. And so I left it that post is out there and we are collecting the names. And you have to comment on that post. That's how you get entered into the drawing. So Kelly can grab your name. So woohoo! Okay, we're going to flip down, you guys. Oh, wait. Hold up. Are you ready for clue number one? I forgot to say that. So, all right, you guys, clue number one. Hi, Kathy Groves. Just a few housekeeping things about our lingo. If you guys see right here, I don't know if that's going to work so well, but what I'm trying to point out is that throughout the clues, T like that small equals tall, W like that equals wide. So your paper has an orientation, tall and wide. That's what the T and the W mean. And then the W and the V mean white vanilla. And we refer to them usually with capital letters. So that is called out like white or vanilla. So if you have cool colors, I generally go to white. And if you have warm tones or neutrals, vanilla usually works good. So we try to call out white vanilla. We don't want to tell you what to use, but white vanilla generally means that you need to have a white or light. And sometimes you could even replace the white and vanilla with a light color cardstock that's super, super pale. Because generally you're stamping on it, and so you need it a little lighter. So, hi Lisa Nealand, long time no see. Okay, so for white vanilla cardstock, so I think I had a little error here that we had 3 pieces listed here, and what I realized is I believe the 3x4, Kelly wrote it in here, but it should have been for your scraps. And so like these two kind of were the same thing. So all in all, we need a 4 inches tall by 5¼ inch wide piece of white or vanilla. Okay, so that would be this piece. So 5¼ inches wide by 4 inches tall, white or vanilla. And we did mention on here, your eyesight is bad, but you'll just watch. And you can listen too. So we put on here that it's dry embossed. Dry embossed means giving texture to something, so it's optional. We know, I'm trying to find one here that is embossed so that you guys can see what we mean by that. So like this is a card that has texture embossed on the background, and so that's what we mean by dry embossed, not heat embossed. So it's something that gives texture. Now you don't have to do it. So we know that sometimes you don't have a machine that can help emboss. So that's why we put optional. Hi Melissa Faust. So here's our first piece, you guys. Make sure you have a 4 inches by 5¼ And the reason why we put a tall versus wide here is because this is a horizontal card. So if your embossing has a pattern to it, you are definitely going to want to make sure your pattern goes this way versus an up and down, okay? So that's this piece right here. So you guys, we should have that one checked off. And then we have a 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So I have that piece referenced here, 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So you can kind of tell that this is a horizontal card. At the moment, we don't care about the tall versus the wide. Oh man, Judy, you might want to turn it off and try again. So this one right here is another piece of white or vanilla. I had mentioned that this is not necessarily because we have scraps. And then there's one more piece of white vanilla, and it's 2½ inches tall by 3½ inches wide. So wide is this way, tall this way. So the reason we said tall and wide is again because your card is going to be going this direction. So we have those 3. Then remember we said nothing here, and we have scraps. So got a couple different scraps that you could have here. So if you're thinking you want to pop up a sentiment, you could have a scrap for a sentiment. Your focal images, scraps for your focal images. So white vanilla for those. Okay, so that's what we have for the white and vanilla. So then we can pull in some coordinating cardstock. Okay, there are 2 pieces of coordinating cardstock. Now you guys, if you want to use the same color, by all means. Why do I keep getting these little unhappy faces? Who is unhappy? Oh man, you guys, so I've like seen 2 little frumpy faces come through here. So at the coordinating cardstock, it says 1 and 2, but ultimately, if you do want them to be the same color, you could, right? If you want to have them be offsetting colors that kind of go nicely with your designer series paper, you could do that as well. So all in all, you need 2 pieces of cardstock. One color is going to be 5½ by 4 1/4. So this is going to give us an A2 card size. So this is a coordinating cardstock 1, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then we have one more piece. And again, same color, slightly different color. If it matches with your designer paper, whatever you want. This one is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, so 4 1/4, 3 1/4. You guys, I do this stuff on copy paper just to give you visuals. I am not actually using real cardstock really because I don't want to clue you into anything really. So this is all just copy paper. So now our coordinating pattern paper, this is actually what I'm going to use here. Yes, purple is what I'm going to do. This card is totally purple. The instructions on my page have the cardstock to and pattern paper switch. Does it really? That's interesting. Well, that's why we're going through it now, Wendy. Okay, so this is your time. We're going through it. If it's wrong on my page, somehow something got flipped around, I do greatly apologize for the mix-up. Hopefully you have a little time that if you guys have this incorrect, yep, Laura, definitely catch it from the beginning later. This gives you some time to get this figured out. Still freezing. The directions on Facebook were different. Deb Norman, you also said the same thing. So I will tell you that I was going to say, okay, so you guys, full disclaimer, I did these at the last minute right before the event started. So I did do this on Wednesday, and so I could have made an error, and it sounds like I did, and I apologize. That's why I like to go through the clues with you. Somehow I got some things mixed around. So here's the challenge. Will how you cut it work, or will it be odd or weird? That's what we're gonna have to figure out. So I'm gonna go through this, and hopefully, I'm not sure exactly. You guys all said something's off or something's different, and I'm not exactly sure if it's just the coordinating cardstocks or what it is. But ultimately, I'm hoping your designer series paper is the right measurement. The designer series paper is what is the main part of this card versus the coordinating cardstock, right? So if your coordinating cardstocks are interchanged, or your white mat is interchanged, the card's still gonna look cool. I wanna make sure that your designer paper is cut the right way, okay? So hopefully it's all good, you guys. We're gonna work with it. Okay, so there is a coordinating pattern paper, one piece, and this is what it is. It's 4 inches wide by 6 inches tall, and it is scored on the 6-inch side at 3, okay? So you have a score line at 3 inches here. So that's your basically last piece of paper here. So I think that we have here stamps and focal image and sentiments not to exceed 2.5 and 3 by 3.5. You can kind of maybe tell that might be our top layer here. And then we need some ribbon or linen thread to kind of coordinate with this. Also, if you guys have any embellishments that you want to pull in, you could have them setting there. So if some of the measurements kind of got mixed up, I bet that they will still work. So I'm curious. I wouldn't go cutting new paper just to cut new paper at the moment. You guys maybe wait to see until we get the card kind of rolling to see if you need to do that. So you will need any coordinating inks, markers, coloring pencils, embellishments, dimensional scissors, adhesives of choice. So I hope that I took a little time to go through that. You can see what I had for pieces. I'm curious though, are you guys ready for clue number 2? Yes, Wendy, I can review the measurements again. And that person is still there. So I deleted the comment, you guys. I read it and it was really weird. So I did delete the comment. So you guys, what we have here are 5.5 by 4 1/4 for one cardstock color. We have a piece of white. Now, if you don't want to use white and you want to use a coordinating color, you guys, you could do that. Then we have another piece. This one's 5 1/4 by 4. We have a cardstock 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. We have a designer series paper at 6 by 4. We have a white or vanilla at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. Another white at 2.5 by 3.5. So my Michigan girls made it home safely. Woohoo! So, and then scraps, you guys. So I feel like I got a thumbs up. We went through the scraps one more time, or the paper one more time. So we're going to go on to clue number 2, like we were just going to do. So first things first, we are going to get stamp happy and we are going to do a little stamping. Now, you guys, there's two options for you. This is going to go down to what you want to do. It's a personal preference. So you're going to be stamping. Now, what do you want to stamp on? Do you want to stamp directly on your topmost layer? Donna, I hope you can find it. You were looking for what time the mystery card is at. Oh man, you guys. I want to answer her right now and I shouldn't because we're doing this, but oh, she might, I'll tell her to catch the replay. Okay, so you can stamp your focal images in two places, one or the other, or you can do a combination. Know that this is the top of your card. Like this is going to be the topmost layer, your 2.5 by 3.5. Hi, Debbie Peters. If you want to stamp your sentiment and your focal image, or maybe just a big sentiment, this is where you're going to stamp on. If you have focal images that you want to die cut, if you have sentiments that you want to put on little strips of paper, that's where your scraps come in. Then you could stamp, die cut, fussy cut, and then put them onto this top piece of paper. You could stamp leaves on the background and insert flowers die cut on the top. You could stamp a sentiment. You could put a little sentiment strip. This is what I have here. Stamp the focal images and sentiments either on this, but you guys see right here, it says or on the scraps, or both. I should have even put or both. Like you could definitely stamp the sentiment here, stamp some leaves on this, and then on your scrap here, you could stamp the flower. You could cut out the flower and then put the flower on here. Ultimately, this is going to be the top of our card. And you can then color, fussy cut, die cut, the focal images, sentiments if you want. I guess what I'm getting at is, in the next clue, we'll talk about putting it together. But let's say I stamped a flower on here, right? So let's pretend this is my flower. Let's say this is my sentiment. And then let's say I made some leaves here. So ultimately you could do everything. You could stamp on here, you could stamp a flower and then cut it, and then you could stamp and undo a sentiment here. You could stamp the sentiment right here if you want. Okay, I guess you guys, this is gonna be your challenge to be creative. I don't know what stamps you have. I don't know what dies you want to use. Maybe you don't even want to stamp anything. Maybe, just maybe, let's pretend this is your top piece of paper here. One of these days I'm going to Julie, yes, one of these days. So let's pretend now this is our 3.5. You could find a really awesome sentiment that takes up the whole thing and just put a sentiment on this piece of paper, right? So it's up to you. So you don't even have to stamp a focal image if you don't want to. I hope that makes sense. You guys give me some thumbs ups just to make sure I know that that makes sense to a lot of you. Generally, we used to not include scraps and we would stamp directly on this, but I feel like through doing these mystery card nights for the last 1.5 years, you guys have gotten to the point where you're ready for more and you want more of a challenge. And so you can be more creative. And so I guess scraps come in handy then. Perfect. I got lots of thumbs up. So I'm thinking that you guys are getting that really good. So that's awesome. So what I need for you now is the thumbs ups came through. As you're ready to move on from clue 2, give me hearts so I know the difference that you guys are ready to move on. I see some thumbs ups as well. So I'll watch for you guys to just reconfirm when you're ready to move on to clue number 3. I mean, ultimately we're starting to prep. This is the meat and potatoes part of our card. It's the top. And hi, Mary Harnicky. So, all right, I'm seeing some thumbs up. So the other disclaimer I have, you guys, is if you're not quite done with this part, oh, Donna, you found it. So Donna, I saw your message come through as I was doing the live and I hesitated. I started to go to grab my phone to respond to you and then I thought, no, I shouldn't. So I'm glad you found it. We just really got started. So, all right. So I think that, hi, Barbara Godby. Hi, Marie Stewart. So, all right. Sounds like you guys are giving me the hearts. All right. The other thing I was going to tell you, if you're not quite done doing this part, it's okay. You can always come back and just not adhere this part to the top of your card, and then you could always add it later, okay? But it sounds like you guys are ready for clue number 3. Okay, and you probably can guess what clue number 3 is. So this is now, if you stamped on the scraps fussy, on the scraps, I have a typo here. If you stamped on the scraps, now you want to fussy or die cut them, right? And then adhere the focal images and sentiments to your piece here, okay? So this is now where if you stamped directly on here, you're done. You can skip this clue because you stamped right on here. If you did stamp your images on the scraps or your sentiments on the scraps, get them die cut and get your sentiment strip ready. Like if you want to do a little diagonal banner thing like that, you could. If you want to go something like that, you could. If you want to make a banner, you could definitely do that as well. So get if you did a sentiment strip, now's your time. This clue is all about you getting whatever it is that you cut. Let's see here. I'm going to make it a little bit smaller and an ugly little flower here. Yep, that's an ugly little flower. So I stamped my leaves here. I have a little flower in the middle, and now I can attach my little banner. And so basically what this clue is all about you guys doing is getting the top piece here ready, because ultimately after this, you guys are going to love how fast this card goes together. It's going to be so cool. Hi, Sharon Duff. I hope you made it home safe and sound as well. All right, so as you guys are done and finished with clue number 3, meaning that you're pretty much done with the top layer of your card, give me the thumbs ups or hearts, whichever. Just know too, if your flowers go off the edge or your sentiment goes off the edge, you have a lot of wiggle room, you guys. So you're okay. You don't have to stay confined to the size of this little rectangle. You don't have to stay inside the box. You can definitely be outside the box. So like, let's say you've got a plethora of flowers. Okay, I'm seeing some thumbs ups and hearts. So let's say you've got a little collage of, like, you guys love me like scrapping here. If you have a collage of flowers and you want to make them go off the page a bit, you can definitely do that. And like, let's say you have leaves coming out, it's all good. You've got a lot of room that's going to be behind this to work with. So, okay, so let's pretend here we've got this part all done, and we're going to set it off to the side for now. And we are going to move on to clue number 4. While we are waiting, what are the sizes of the 2 cardstock pieces? Hi, Cindy Miller. I think that the cards, I'll flip down and I will show you. Okay, there's actually, there's 2 of them, and I'll show you real quick because I think I messed them up on the instructions. We had a 5.5 by 4 1/4 and a 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. Okay, those were the cardstock colors. They can be the same. They can be different. Really, it's okay. As long as they coordinate with your pattern paper. Okay, so clue number 4. It's important now if you want to do any ribbon. So like, let's say this is, you want to add ribbon. You could put a cute little bow on here like that. This is also important where if you need to adhere your tails behind or wrap your ribbon. Hi, Marsha Long from Texas. Marsha, I sent you an email. I believe you have, you are my last person about the DSP sampler. I have it holding here until we connect on payment. So if you could reply to my email, that would be awesome. So you guys, this is where if you need to put ribbon and put it around, I know some people like to wrap their ribbon all the way around and make a bow. If you want to go this way with it, now is your opportunity to add ribbon if it requires it needing to go behind. Because in a moment, this is going to be getting glued down to another piece of paper, and you won't be able to unless you kind of pull it up and wedge it. So there is no revised clue sheet. We figured it out while we were live, Judy Bobo. Honestly, like, I guess this is what I am working off of, which is not anywhere except for in my printed copy. So I think I had a little disconnect with Kelly on clue 1 versus versus that document. So my apologies to everybody. So I think what happened is two of the measurements were listed with different colors. So we guys, what we're gonna do is just wait to see once what happens here. Somebody will fill me in later on what really happened, and I'll go back and look at it. So let me know how you guys are doing on ribbon, okay? So adding the ribbon if desired. If you're uncertain where to put ribbon, you could always wait and add a little bow somewhere, or you could add a little, one of those little fake knots, I call them, where you just take your ribbon and make a little knot like this, and you could cut it off and put like that on your card somewhere. So that's always something you can do. Yeah, you're welcome, Judy. If you still need help after we're done doing the live with measurements, you can message me, email me, text me. We'll try to figure it out as best we can. So how are you guys doing on the ribbon? I did see some people give me some thumbs ups. So at this point, you guys, like if this were my flower, like I'm pretending to do, what I might do is put my ribbon like this, and then I have my little sentiment. I like ribbon to be peeking out, like below my sentiment like this. And then like my flowers could be there, and then I could put a little bow right there. So and you guys, I will be completely honest. If you hate ribbon and you do not want to use ribbon, you don't have to. Ribbon is always optional. I have always made a vow to use ribbon on every single card I make because there's such pretty ribbon out there. Yes, Judy, watching the replay would be very helpful, and starting from the beginning when I go over clue number 1. So, okay, so at this point, you guys, we've got our scraps or our focal image and our sentiment on our piece. We've got ribbon added to it, and now we're gonna work on putting the card together, okay? So, without further ado, we are going to move on to clue number 5, okay? So again, if you guys aren't quite ready, listen to what's happening, because ultimately you've already done we want to call it the meat and the potatoes of the card. The rest of it is pretty much assembling the other pieces together, and they layer. So don't stress. Keep her going, right? Keep her moving. All right. So we have here, hi, Millie Kendall from Montana. All right, clue number 5. All right, you guys, we get to use our purple designer series paper. This is an easy one. Fold the 4 inches wide by 6 inches tall pattern paper on the score line at 3 inches. So you have already scored it at 3. All you're doing is folding it and burnishing it. And I always use a bone folder to burnish. So I take something and burnish it. Hi, Latokia. Hi, Peggy Hit. All right, so that was it for the top half of this clue. Super simple. You guys had a piece of designer paper or pattern paper. In Stampin' Up! Lingo, we call it designer series paper. It's usually 2-sided. The reason why we told you 4 inches wide by tall is because if there's a pattern to it, like if you would have cut your hearts going this way, then it wouldn't have looked good. They would be sideways on the inside. So, okay. So we have this now folded in half. And what you're going to do is adhere the back side. So what's the back side to you? So to me, is it going to open like this, or is it going to open like this? Well, my hearts are facing the right way if I'm like this. So to me, this is my back. So adhere the back side of your pattern paper to the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 coordinating cardstock. So you guys, we have 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. So if you think about this piece of paper, when you fold it in half, it's 4 by 3. And when you put it on here, you have a 1/4 mat, which gives you 1/8 of an inch on each side. So what we're doing is we're taking adhesive and putting it here, and then we're going to glue that onto that piece of paper. And so ultimately what happens is it's going to open like this, and we're going to keep layering our card. So this is a pretty easy clue, I think. Like you're just folding your designer paper in half and adhering it to the 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 coordinating cardstock. Again, this is not what I'm using for my card. I'll honestly, you guys, this is a piece that I'm using for my card. So this is, so you can see, guys, I love me my purple. So my card is definitely going to have purple in it. So how are you guys doing on this? Give me some signs. Let me know if you've taken and put adhesive on the back side. So if you would put adhesive on the wrong side, potentially, like if your pattern, your paper has a certain pattern to it, like let's say I glued it this way, when you open it up, your hearts are going to be upside down. And that's okay if you don't care. But if you want upright side or upright hearts, so the pattern paper, no, so Wendy, that's what we were talking about. Oh man, so if you have your pattern, I'm curious. I'm so curious, you guys. What did I do? Hang on. I'm going to look at this really quick, you guys. You can see how I'm going to look for this really fast. I'm going to go to the internet, and I want to see what it is that I did. So I'm going to just go to my website. So the pattern paper, no, the pattern paper was 6x4. So if we go to events and tonight, so this is where I'm thinking that something got mixed up with the pattern paper. So yes. Okay. So your card will still be okay, you guys. Okay. So and this is what you mentioned earlier, Wendy. The 4x6 is what I have for my pattern paper, and you guys for your pattern paper have it at 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So what's going to happen is, for you guys that have it pre-cut already, yeah, thanks for sharing that, Dolores. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. So what's going to happen? Oh, let's find Facebook really quick, you guys. Let's just do that. All right. So, oh man, hang tight, you guys. One moment. Let's get back to our live here so I can follow along with you guys. You can, oh, there it is. Okay. So Dolores posted what I have here. So what it's looking like, you guys, is that I told you this was the pattern paper and this was the coordinating cardstock. It's okay. I would still go ahead and make your card the way it is. What's going to happen, what it meant to be is that this was supposed to be the pattern paper so that when you open it up, you can see the pattern here and the pattern here. If you have you guys, what I would challenge you guys to do is make this card as is, and then make a second one with this being the pattern paper and this being the cardstock. I can completely tell you, last Wednesday when I posted this, I did not proofread that before I published it. So that is, I apologize 10 times I think already, so I'm sorry. So I would still go, hi Hildenelle, I would still go ahead and make your card, you guys. It's a little confusing because I have this being coordinating cardstock and this being pattern paper. So it's just that some of you're not going to see a lot of your pattern paper. So that's what's happening. Okay. And then this is going to be coordinating cardstock. So follow me along, you guys. And if you really don't like it at the end, you could recut these two pieces of paper and make them the opposite. So, all right. So are you guys, I've lost track if you guys are done gluing. I have to think that you guys are good, that you've glued this to this. And I'm going to keep moving to clue number 6 and hope that you guys are good with that gluing. If you want to cut yourself a new piece of designer paper that fits, I just don't want you to feel bad that you cut this piece and now you don't have something to use it for. So you could go ahead and continue making this card as is and see what it looks like. Okay, I see some thumbs ups. So Dolores, when I saw all of that information come through at first glance, it looked like the spammer was back and like a lot of words, but thank you for sharing that. All right, so you guys are ready. Let's move on to clue number 6. I think this is the first time in a year and a half that I accidentally switched the measurements for the paper versus the pattern paper, or like wrong measurements. So it happens. You guys, I am human. I don't always get it straight. You guys might think that I always have it together, but this is a perfect example that I'm human. So, all right, this is now. We talked about in clue number 1 that you could dry emboss that 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so here's your option. If you want to dry emboss that white, so WV means white vanilla, so white or vanilla, if you want to emboss it, now's the time. Okay, And no, Dolores, we're good. After I saw it, I'm like, okay, we're good. So this is where I did mention tall and wide, right? So at this point, you guys, oh, I still love you too, Judy Bobo. So this is where you guys were starting. It's a horizontal card, right? So when you're embossing, if your pattern goes like this, you want to make sure that you put your paper in it this way, because this is a horizontal card. Embossing is optional. It's going to look perfectly fine if you don't emboss it. But let's say, like you see, I have hearts on the inside of here. If I had a heart embossing folder, if I had polka dots, if I had something, yes, Deb, you guys are going to love the layout. And so you're going to understand like how cool it is. Like one of the hardest things about designer paper is when it's pretty on both sides. What do? This is the type of card you guys are going to love it because you get to see both sides of the designer series paper in action. Okay, so Matt, it's okay. I admire you for doing these. Okay, good. Oh, you explain well. Good. So Jewel, I appreciate hearing that, you guys. I try my best. I always give it up. I always try my best. That's all I can say. So this is now where if you want to run this through the embossing machine, make sure your pattern is going this way. And what you're going to do is adhere the previous layer to this layer, okay? Oh, it happened to you while you were teaching too, Elaine. Yep. You know what? You can proofread something a million times, but you can still miss something because you are reading it the way you want it to be. So we talked here. Hi, Penny Powell. Embossing this. Now you're going to adhere the previous layer. This is your previous layer. And put it onto here. So adhere the previous layer onto here. Thanks, Christy Warren. All right, so here's what we're doing, you guys. You're just adhering this previous layer to your new layer. So you can see if you emboss, you will get to see the texture around the edge here. If you don't emboss it, you will just see this smooth and flat. And the white we did because it kind of brings out the white from our top piece, which is still sitting over on the side here, guys. I haven't forgotten about it. And so if you're going to make another card like this, so you guys, I love it when you tell me you're going to make more cards because now you know what it looks like. You can interchange everything. The measurements were all right. It's just now you can interchange. Like if you don't want this to be white or vanilla, you could use a light purple color, like a very, very light purple color, or you could use a dark purple color. Oh, I think we were trying to be a little tricky by giving you an inside matte, but then not using it as inside matte. They're not mistakes. These are design challenges. I love it. You are so correct. So you guys, after you have put adhesive back here and you have glued this to the front of your white vanilla mat, that's it for clue 6. So if you wanted to emboss, now is the time, and then glue it on. So just let me know when you guys are pretty much ready for that. Read it backwards so you're not reading it when you read from the, read it backwards so you're not reading it when you read from the leaf. Yes, that makes sense, Judy Bobo. That is a good piece of advice. I just created a document for the Summer Creative Escape because I plan to get that out and published already. And I take a version from this last one, and then I have to catch every winter and change it to summer, and catch every holiday or spring and change it to holiday. And so you can just look over those so easily. So reading it backwards would help you catch things. Yes, I like that idea. So I think that all we did was emboss and glue, and so we're gonna cruise on to clue number 7. Okay. Okay. I had a teacher that said okay a lot. So I try not to say that too much. So, all right. Number 7. Okay, so this now is our previous layer, right? From clue 6, we had this. So adhere the previous layer to the coordinating cardstock number 1, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, so now we have this piece of cardstock, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and what you're taking is the previous layer, and you're gonna put it full of glue, adhesive, whatever you want, and that gets glued onto here. Good evening, Terry Costin, stopping by to say hi. Thanks for saying hi. Hi, Vicki Fritz. Okay, so you guys, this is what you have going on then. You're finally on. Judy's a newbie. Just listening will craft with the replay. Oh, thanks, Judy. So, Judy, it's great that you're listening because then you have the opportunity to cut your paper. You know what I plan to do, guys, is I'll go out into the Facebook event and I'll go out my website and I will alter it so that the measurements are correct. So, in case you need to refer back to them, I will put it out there for you. So, previous layer, you guys, right here. And all you're doing, adhesive it up, put adhesive on the back. I always tell people whatever adhesive you like is what you should use. And so ultimately, if you look at this, you guys, we've got a lot of layers and it's like a little mini card on the top and it opens up and we're not done yet. We're almost done, but we're not quite. So hopefully you've gotten it this far. Yours is going to look slightly different because you're going to have a solid color here in your your designer paper. So it's really funny. Somebody sent, I can't remember who it was, but somebody once told me that they like to see the pieces and then they sit down and think, well, what was Christine thinking when she was making this card? And now you guys are probably really thinking, like, what is she thinking? And now I know why. Okay, so you have all of that glued together. And so gluing is not so crazy. So I'm going to cruise on to clue number 8. And I believe it involves more adhesive. Okay. Oh, it doesn't. So let's see here, you guys. Let's see if I forgot something. I might have forgot something. Let's see here. I think I forgot to adhere that top layer to work with me. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna have one clue on the fly, not written down, but I'm gonna verbally give you the clue when we get that point. Okay. So on to clue number 8. So we have one piece here that hasn't had anything done to it yet, right? It is our 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. You're gonna stamp corresponding sentiment and imagery on it if you want. It's your inside, guys. So Mary Gunn, we're just wrapping up. We're at the end. So what you should do is definitely catch it from the replay. So, and follow along and just know that we had some inconsistencies with cutting paper, but I will clear it up. So you guys, ultimately, this is our piece for our inside. Okay. So you'll have a little matting around the bottom and it'll allow you to see your top. In your case, you guys, it's your cardstock. For me, it's my designer series paper because of that little mishap. But I always love to put a little imagery on the inside. So if this were me, I'm going to be using the Sweet Conversations for my card, which I did. And there's some hearts in here. And so what I would do is I would take and stamp a little heart right here. And I would take and put Happy Valentine's Day right across here. It doesn't leave you a lot of wiggle room for writing a sentiment, but one of the things that you could also do, like if that isn't a lot for you to write, you guys could ultimately take another white mat and glue it on the back. And you could write your love note and fill up the whole back with more words. Yes, Vicky, you definitely catch the replay. And I'll recap here at the end. I did inadvertently mix up the size for the designer paper with the coordinating cardstock too. I reversed the measurements. And so that's why I was saying that you guys have your cardstock here and the pattern paper behind. So that is a little difference. So you guys, what you're doing is stamping the inside with a little focal image. I always stamp the insides of my cards. Well, I should say 99.999999 something % stamp the insides to match. I might forget once or twice here or there, but sentiment and then a focal image. And then ultimately, let's see here. I think that our next clue then talks about adhering it. So once you guys are at the point where you've stamped your little focal image, and I'm drawn to putting things in the right-hand bottom corner. But if for some reason my focal image is facing this way, I don't want it looking off the paper. So like if it's a little animal or something, I'd stamp it over in this corner. Sometimes if it's a butterfly that I'm stamping, I like to put it in the top corner here. Like if it's a heart too, and I can sometimes put it right over the top of the card. Like, let's see here. Like this is a card that I'm doing for class on Wednesday night. It's the monthly class. Like, so here's the heart. And then here's Happy Valentine's Day. That's what I'm going to put on my inside. Sometimes you could stamp the heart and put it right in the middle at second strength and have it right over your sentiment. Oh, Lynn, I'm so happy that you love the mystery card night. You guys are going to love this layout when it's all said and done. So just to recap too, while you guys are doing your inside, these are the cards that I have coming up on Thursday night. So monthly card class for January. We are going to be making 3 Valentine's Day-ish cards. I mean, you could ultimately make them not Valentine's if you've got birthdays coming up. And I do have card kits left for this, you guys. So if you're interested in this class, you can let me know and we'll go from there. So you guys are giving me thumbs ups and hearts. So basically what you got here is you've got this stamped and you've got it ready to go. And we're going to do, are you ready for clue number 9? It's going to be an ad hoc clue. Half of it's written and half of it's right here. So, all right, let's flip down. And what we got is an easy clue for you guys. Clue number 9 is you have this white vanilla mat and it's going to get glued onto the inside of your pattern paper. So you guys, this should technically be your cardstock because of the little mishap, but ultimately you're going to just put a little bit of glue here and you're going to paste that on the inside of your mini card. That's what Kelly was calling it, was a mini card. Yes, Kathy, you have this one. I can't wait. You took a nice little break and now you've got some classes coming up. That's so exciting. So this ad hoc part of this clue is I completely forgot to reference on here. Adhere this beautiful imagery. Hi, Joanna. So you guys, we had this part right here. We need to glue that onto the top of our card here, okay? So whatever you ended up with on your 2.5 by 3.5 piece of white or vanilla, that does get glued right on the top. And I had mentioned if you want to go over the edges and go outside of your rectangle, you definitely can, because the card is a lot bigger than this little mini card. So you can have flowers coming out and you can have leaves coming out. You can have the sentiment hanging off. You really can. So this is my ad hoc clue. You got to add here the 2.5 by 3.5 white vanilla mat on the top of the pattern paper. Okay? So I need a proofreader is what I really need. I need somebody who can read my brain. Okay, so this was our ad hoc, and I know it's really hard to read because it's in pen and not like typed in black ink. But so in this clue, what you're doing is you're gluing your top on the top and the inside on the inside. And so ultimately, that almost finishes our card. Hi, Susie Snow. So that ultimately finishes your card. So I can't wait to show you mine on Thursday night. So on Thursday night, after we're done with the Facebook Live class, that's when we will go ahead and show you the card that we made and then also do the drawing. And you guys, I know that within minutes of me getting that post up that somebody will already start sharing their card. So hi, Trudy. So hopefully you guys just love this layout. I mean, honestly, I have a swap that's due on Sunday. And I just realized that I am going to do this card. I'm going to case it. And actually, my swap needs to feature the nuts and bolts dude right here. And I'm going to put him right here. And I'm going to have a sentiment coming off the edge. And I just was like, boom, I thought of it right now. I'm casing my own card. I love it. So I can't wait to do it. So I know, Lynn, right? It's such a nice layout that it's just a quarter sheet of paper, a mat. And then this is awesome. This bottom piece right here, the fact that that's 4 1/4, that is actually a half a sheet of paper. So you could get 6 of this type of mat out of one paper. You get to feature, if you do it the right way, you guys can feature designer paper on both top and bottom. And it's a 4 by 6, meaning you get 6 of these out of a 12 by 12 sheet. And then it's a little mat on your inside and decorate the outside however you want. And we're not done. We're not done, you guys. We get to do clue number 10 yet. Oh gosh, it's the best clue in the world. You guys should have this one memorized by now if you watched me a time or two. It is sell and embellish to your heart's content. So, you guys, I have faith that like Lisa just said, it turned out so cute. Honestly, even if these two pieces were interchanged, I think as long as everything coordinates, it should be good. So the last one, you guys, embellish. So I am definitely going to be pulling in, this is my new favorite embellishment in the mini spring catalog. They are called iridescent rhinestones. I do also like me the, I do talk crazy sometimes, you guys. I do like the polished dots. So those can get added onto here. If you have Stella and you want to Stella her up and get some glitter going on, do that. Joanna said, what is the 4.5 by 2.5 white piece for? Did I totally miss that piece? Oh man, I don't know if the 4.5 by 2.5 really went anywhere, because I'll be honest with you, we talked, Joanna, if you missed it early on, hi Anna Rebidoo, if you missed it early on, we determined, everybody helped me determine that the measurements weren't exactly the same. So Lynn says polished dots are her favorite. Awesome. I need to update the clue, and I'll do it as soon as the live is done. I'll go log into my website and I'll update it, and I'll update it on Facebook. But ultimately, this is where we had it. And I have no idea how I got, if I put 4.5 by 2.5, I don't know how I did it. So embellishing Stella to your heart's content. And so now what is next though? This is where it's important for you guys to share your cards. So everybody that makes a card should post a picture of it. And it's not that difficult. You just have to take a picture and then go to where I'll be honest with you, finding where to post it is sometimes harder than actually taking the picture. So we want to see what you made. Not just me, everybody wants to see, because what the coolest thing about this is sharing. And you can see how one layout with the same instructions can look so different by choosing different stamps, different papers, different ink colors. But yet at the end, it looks the same. So we want to see your different card. And if you take multiple or make multiple cards, take pictures of everything. So I know Deb said she was going to make a couple, and she usually does. We just hope you loved the layout. It was just a fun layout. But where do you share it? So I had mentioned earlier on in the Facebook Live that they're inside the mystery card event. I have a 3x4 and a 4 1/4. So the 3x4 was extra, Judy Bobo. So Kelly put the 3x4 in there for people to use for scraps. But then I went and added scraps at the end of it. And so you didn't need the 3x4. The 4 1/4, the 4 1/4 by 5.5 shouldn't be white. The 4 1/4, so if, I'm gonna flip down real quick, Judy, for you. 4 1/4 by 5.5 should have been a coordinating cardstock. White was 4 by 5 1/4. So hopefully that helps a little bit. Oh, Christina's off to bed. Make your card tomorrow and share it. So as soon as we get off of this live, I will go and create a post within the Mystery Card Night event. So you guys, I create an event for everything I do on Facebook, for every event that I host. And right now it's in current events. And as soon as it's done, it becomes a past event. And so you go to the Cards by Christine Facebook page, you go to events, and then you have to scroll down. You scroll past the current events, you go to the past events, and as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to create a post that says, post a photo of your creation in the comments to win a chance for prizes. And that's where you can post your cards. So hi, Stacy Warner. Watch for that post, and we ask that you put your cards in only that post. What we do on Wednesday night, so you have till Wednesday night, everybody who submits the card and puts it into that post will have their name entered into the drawing. If you end up putting your cards anywhere else, it is hard to collect the names because we don't necessarily know where everybody's posting them. So that's why we create a specific post and put your picture in the comments of that post. So hi, Kendra. So I hope that makes sense. If anybody has a hard time finding it, don't hesitate to reach out. I can send a link, but I always ask for you guys to search first. Try to go to find where it is. And then once you learn how to find it, then generally you know how to do it in the future. If I always tell you how to do it, it's not like, the saying is teach a man to fish, he'll fish forever, right? If I keep showing everybody all the time. So hopefully like helping you find it the first time, then you know how to find it. But I always ask that you guys look for it your first time. And if you can't find it, I don't want you to waste time looking for it. And I know sometimes people have a hard time having the ability to post a picture. And sometimes I can't tell you why Facebook does that to you and not to other people. So, all right, Zaina, time to go to bed. We'll see you later, girlfriend. All right, so what's coming up? You guys can watch for Tip Tuesday for tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to be live or a taped one. I've been doing them live lately, but we'll see if I can tape them. And then Kelly will have a technique Thursday for you sometime on Thursday. And I'll be back live at 6 p.m. Central on Thursday night. You guys, wherever you are, just know I'm always in Central time zone. So I get people asking me what time zone I'm in. So generally Facebook should have that in their events, or I have it listed like CST, and that means Central Standard Time. So you're very welcome, Latokia. So I don't know what's up with this lighting, but it is not serving me well. I'm looking really dark. So good to catch. Last couple of times conflicted. So happy that it caught you as well, Yolanda. And if you're part of the Winter Creative Escape crew that was live with me this weekend or in the event with me virtually, I am going to take a little break, do some posting for the event, and I'll be back showcasing and showing you guys how I put together those 8 cards and also the paper pumpkin photo box. So, all right, you guys, I don't know if I have anything else, but you guys, I'm always available, but I'm available. So don't ever reach out to me. Don't ever not reach out to me because you think I'm too busy. I'm always here to help. As soon as I can be available, I try to respond as best as I can. So don't ever be afraid to reach out if you need help with anything. If anybody's looking to place an order to get one of my classes for free, that's always an option. The host code was on the little piece of paper when the camera was pointed down. Just make sure to use that host code before submitting your order. So, okay, you guys. Oh, I think that's it. So Christy Warren, too, before I sign off, I need you to link me with April on Facebook so I can invite her to the Be Happy Stampers along with you. So you guys, we have 2 new bees on the team, Christy Warren and April. I'm trying to remember her last name. Honestly, I can't remember it off the top of my head, Christy. I saw the email very fast over the weekend, but I need you to help me become friends with her on Facebook so I can add her to all my team stuff, like my team, like Facebook page and my emails. And so I won't inundate you guys with a lot of stuff, but just know that I need to do that. So, all right, lots of sunshine, love, and hugs to all you guys. We'll see you later. Bye.